What's up YouTube, Dal here from Zephyr Wargames, and today I am bringing you the question to buy or not to buy the brand new Traptrix Structure deck due out this Thursday. In this video I will take you through all of the new cards that are within the Structure deck, the reprints and the whole 9 yards, and then answer the question to buy or not to buy this brand new Structure deck. With all of that out of the way, please smash that like button, hit that notification bell and subscribe. For this entire week, we will be bringing you Traptrix content regarding budget builds, full powered builds, you name it, and any questions you have, we'll be more than happy to answer. So let's start off with what is in the Traptrix Structure deck that you could be picking up from your stores this Thursday. So the Traptrix Structure gets loads of brand new cards, and they'll also get loads of really cool reprints. So some of the brand new cards have had their name changes, but please keep that in mind. These are just going to be going off of what I can find on Dueling Book to give you the correct effects and everything else that you are going to need to know in regards to this deck. So we start off with Traptrix Putika. Of course, with all the other Traptrix monsters, they are unaffected by whole normal trap cards, and you can only use each of the following effects once per turn. When this card is specifically normal summoned, you get to add a Traptrix Orchid, or is now been changed to Traptrix Garden, which is basically the field spell, from your deck to the hand. If this card is special summoned, you get to target one opponent's special summon monsters and banish it. Also, during the next standby phase, your opponent can special summon one of their banished monsters. So it gives it back to them, but if you shuffle back all their banished cards, they're not getting nothing. The other brand new card is the Arachnacampa. So during the main phase, if you control a Traptrix monster as a quick effect, you get to special summon this card from the hand. You can't special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except insect and plant monsters, and you can only use each effect once per turn. It's unaffected by whole normal trap cards as it usually is, and the first time each set card in your spell and trap zones would be destroyed by card effect, they are not, which is really important for cards like Lightning Storm and everything else in between. We then look at Traptrix Allure. So this is basically the draw card for the deck. Now, if you have Prosperities, you're probably going to swap these straight out. But this one lets you discard one level 4 insect or plant monster or a normal trap card as cost to draw 2 cards. You can banish this card from the grave to target one of your banished level 4 insect or plant monsters or one of your banished normal traps and place it at the bottom of the deck. You can only use each effect once per turn. Then, of course, we've got the Traptrix Garden. So this is the field spell that allows you to have an additional normal summon of a Traptrix monster in addition to your normal summoner set. You only gain this effect once per turn. The first time each of your insect and or plant monsters would be destroyed by battle each turn, they are not destroyed. You can banish one monster you control to special summon a Traptrix monster from your hand or graveyard. You can only use each effect once per turn. We also have Delusional Trap Hole or Trap Hole Delusion. So if your opponent special summons a monster this turn, target one monster they control with 2000 or more attack, destroy it. Then if you have a whole normal trap in your graveyard, you get to banish one monster from your opponent's graveyard. So it is basically a destruction plus a call by the grave all in one. The last of the brand new cards for the main deck is the Traptrix Whole Tier. Now this is obviously going to be renamed, but you special summon this card in defense position as a normal monster. It has a very nice 2400 defense and is not treated as a trap card. You banish this card from the graveyard, then target one Traptrix monster in your graveyard and special summon it. You can only use one of this card's effects per turn. So you can either special summon it or you get to banish it and target Traptrix in the graveyard to special summon it back. Then for the extra deck, we get a brand new Link free, so 2+ monsters including a plant or insect, and this Link summon card is unaffected by trap effects. Traptrix monsters you control gain 1000 attack while you have a normal trap in your graveyard, and once per turn you can target face-up cards your opponent controls up to the number of insect and plant monsters you control, negate their effects until the end of this turn. Then you can banish one normal trap card from the graveyard, and if you do, destroy one of those face-up targeted cards. We've then got the Traptrix Pinicula. So this is the new rank 4. So when this card has materials, it is unaffected by trap effects and by activated effects from any other monster with the same type as one of those materials. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. Detach one material from this card, add one Traptrix monster from your deck to the hand, and if a monster or monsters that is owned by your opponent is sent to the graveyard or banished by card effect during the damage step, you can attach one of them to this card as material. So that's obviously all of the brand new cards in the Structure deck. Very, very good, very, very powerful for the deck and the strategy that it wants to play. On top of that as well, they do kind of utilize some of the best kind of board breaking trap cards in the game. Stuff like Torrential Tribute can be utilized in a deck like this, and if you set up the right XYZs that are unaffected by trap effects or unaffected by traps while they have materials, you'll be able to pretty much Regeki your opponent during their turn. Speaking of Regeki, let's go through the remaining cards that are all reprints. Of course, we do have all of the Traptrix reprints of Atrax, Marmello, Nephis, Dionea, Genelesia, Mantis, Viscillo, you name it. We also get 2 Kaijus in the form of Dust Kaiju and, of course, the Sticky String Kaiju. Retaliating Sea, Resonance Insect, Lone Fire Blossom, Ash Blossom and Joyous Springs, a great reprint for the deck. Rose Lover, Sage de Fleur, Mech Knight, Purple Nightfall, and Blue Sky, great reprints on that one. Artifact Moral Attack alongside the Ice, Thunder, and Fire Hands. And then, of course, we get Raigeki and Harpy's Feather Duster, great reprints as well. Alongside Trap Hole, Double Bottomless Trap Hole, Double Traptrix and Trap Hole Nightmare, Void Trap Hole, Floodgate Trap Hole, Gravekeeper's Trap Hole, Shade Brigadine, Artifact Sanctum, and of course Natura Sacred Trees, alongside the long-awaited evenly matched Structure Deck reprint as well. You also get the extra deck monsters of Sarah, Culia, Alamiris, and of course Rafflesia as well. So you get a whole range of cards that are going to be reprinted in this structure deck. That's going to give you pretty much everything you need for the Traptrix deck and their strategy itself. So, should you be buying into a deck knowing this straight away? Well, let's just go through let's run through everything. So let's start off with reprints, because reprints are probably the most generic kind of element of a structure deck as whether or not you should be investing in it at all. So let's start with Ash Blossom. A common Ash Blossom before this structure deck was released was £5 a copy. So straight away, by buying a structure deck for about £8 to £10, you're getting half your money back already. Then you look at Raigeki and Duster, 2 of the best board breaking cards for going second. Raigeki having a bit of a resurgence for this format as well. Definitely worth picking up, about £2.50 each, if not more. So straight away from 3 cards, not even including Evenly Matched, which is a wildly great reprint for the structure deck, you've already made value back. If you want playsets of Raigekis and of course Ash Blossoms alongside Evenly Matches, you pay £30, you've got everything you need. You can then send the Traptrix cards as singles for about £1 a piece on the foils, and the commons can just be put into the bulk. You've actually made money. Then if you actually want to be buying this for the Traptrix structure deck and you've already got your Ash Blossoms, you've got your Evenlies and everything else already, you just sell them and you make huge amounts of money. It's crazy the value you get within this structure deck. Not only is the deck playable, the deck is also competitive against the current metas, because being able to constantly book and moon your opponent's monsters with the form of Floodgate, banish them with Bottomless Trap Hole, not to mention the new cards that allow you to trigger your effects a lot quicker, get to Sarah a lot more consistently, playing stuff like Time Thief Redoer and everything else to bounce your opponent's board, control the board. It is insanely powerful. The reprint of Evenly Matched also has synergy within the deck itself, being able to clear boards off going second, while also being able to trigger something like your Traptrix Sarah on top of that as well if you wanted to. And if you've seen my video of all the other cards that you should be going and buying that aren't included in the structure deck, you'll see that something like Evenly Matched can even trigger the Lady Labyrinth, which is really, really important and really powerful to give you a boss monster on the board and allow you to continue to keep going. So, reprints, check. Brand new cards that make the deck and improve it and make it competitive, check. Reprints of all the cards you're going to need to play the base core version of Traptrix, check. Is the deck overall competitive? Check. Definitely a deck worth getting and investing in my opinion. I will 100% be buying 3 of these. The only time you'll be like, oh, well, I don't want to be buying any of these, is if A, you've already got all of the stable cards of Evenlies and Ash, or B, you're like, I don't like control decks, I don't like their style of play, I'm not going to be going for it. Me personally, I really, really like the Traptrix deck. I think it's a very powerful deck. I used to play it in a previous format because the control aspect of the deck made it so simplistic, and being able to banish your opponent's cards, loop your cards, get into your trap cards as powerful and as quickly as you can was very, very, very good. Obviously, its biggest weakness is something like Evenly Matched or being able to go second, because going second with a deck like this is very, very difficult because they don't have any main deck boss monsters, and that's where the new Link 3 comes into play, and then splashing in other cards like the Lady Labyrinth and everything else. So I want to kind of keep this video short, sweet, simple, and to the point. You can see that I already agree that the reprints are worth their money already, and not to mention the deck itself being competitively viable as a control option for the upcoming format. Not to mention you can play stuff like D-Shifter, which will give you even more of an aspect against the rogue matchups, being able to take away their graveyard, where really you don't worry about it too much, because you do have cards like the Allure that will allow you to recycle some of your banished cards as well. Anyway, short, sweet, simple, to the point. If you do have any questions, by all means, please put them in the comments down below. I will be more than happy to answer them for you. But for now, as absolutely always, guys, stay safe, and of course, happy dueling.